Hello, welcome to Iron Chariot 6E1. Okay, so now this is part 6 for House of Iron 4, the War of Resistance campaign. So I'm not going to show you the entire walkthrough because I actually play this in my own time and it's just a huge drawing fest. So I think I will just skip the drawing fest and show you the results. So I will show you what I've done some of the advice I can give. So previously we end at part 5. So there are certain things you can do because it's basically a back and forth action between you and the Japanese. So at this time is you have to remain on the defense, and you just have to remain on the defense until your stats improve. Because if you see, our soft attack is very low and the enemy has very high soft attack, and their breakthrough and our breakthrough is also low. So the only thing is to remain on the defense until you did some focus tree or research that boosts your defense and attack. For example, okay, the first thing I did was like was to save out my army SP until I can do the army reform. So when you do army reform, you will modify the army corruption by increasing the mobilization speed, division attack, and division defense. So this is the debuff, the army corruption. So this debuff you have to remove before you can your armed force is strong enough to compete with the Japanese. So at this time I can only remain on the defense because you look at how low our soft attack is. So this is one of the first thing I do. So while I manage the front line, I micromanage the front line. That I'm waiting for all these debuff to be removed. Then I can finally go on the offensive. Because right now we can't do anything, except to wait. So like also the army reform. This one you have to do it 2 times. So you have to save out your army XP to 100 points 2 times. So this is this one. After this one, then you move on to lesson of war. So the lesson of war will remove the incompetent officer which run daily command point power gain multiplier. So this one is your command power will grow very slowly because of the lesson of war. Yeah, so this one thing you have to take note. So you do this first. After you do this two times, then you do this lesson of war. So then your command experience will increase very fast. Your command point will increase very fast. Then this 60 division plan, you can activate it. So it's helpful. For example, if you want to train a lot of division, and this one for 180 days, your division training time will be reduced by negative 25%. So because right now the Japanese division they are on the verge of breakthrough in some sectors, that's when you might need to recruit more of this unit. You need to recruit more division to hold your front line, especially this side because once this one is given to once Indochina is given to the Japanese will have a new front line to push into your this interior. Plus the Siam Empire will help as well. So you need to recruit a lot of division to like hold to maintain this front, as well as here, because you'll be pushed back in certain areas, so you need more division. So using the 60 division plan will help you like reduce the division training time. So you recruit a lot of division. So this also I did later. I will do that later on. Also another thing is the focus tree. You want to go down this focus tree until you get the War of Resistance. So with the War of Resistance, you will have the division defense on core territory increased by 15%. So this is what you want. Then you also have to get the subjugate the warlord. So basically all the warlords will become wapet. So it will help you to build stuff in their territories like infrastructure and otherwise. After that, you move on to industrial evacuation. I don't think I never need to use this, but it's useful to use this if you're constantly on the retreat. War of National Liberation is something you also have to first get, because what happens is that you will have increased 10% on division attack on core territory. And the Scorched Earth that is also something you might have to consider if you are really on a retreat. I never have to do this again in my campaign. So War of Anti-Imperialism, this is something you must get, I emphasize. Because it will grant you attack bonus against the country, Manchukuo 10%, 10%. And Forced Conscription, okay, this one you have to get because you have increased manpower 2%. Because what happens is that my conscription law is very low, so what happens is that eventually my manpower go to 0, especially when I start to recruit new division. So for this one, you not only you have to increase your conscription law to the extensive conscription, but you also have to get that focus tree, the what is that called, the forced conscription. Then you get additional 2%. Yeah, so these are something you have to consider, because make sure your manpower don't go to 0. This is your only advantage over the Japanese. Then you need to go down this focus tree as well until you reach this point where you will remove the ineffective bureaucracy, because this one is the one that caused your recruitable population factor to be negative 35%. So right now your manpower is low is because of the ineffective bureaucracy. So this is something, ineffective bureaucracy, this is something you have to remove out by going down the democracy focus tree. Yeah, so I think these two focus trees are the most important at the moment. As well as you have to research the army reform. Then your troops can fight more effectively. Also, last thing is you have to take note, there are two infantry division template in your what is that called? Infantry division template in your I mean, when the default, these are the two default template you started with. So this one this is a crap template. This one is a slightly better template, but still not good enough. So what I did was I accumulate enough infantry equipment stockpile so that I gradually convert all these the infantry convert all these template into this template. So basically all those division with this template, I slowly convert all to this template, because this is a slightly better template, but this is still not good enough. Yeah, so that's the thing. You have to remember that the Japanese has very strong. Let's look at the template. Actually, don't even look, but if you look at the soft attack is much higher. So you might eventually have to start getting artillery, and you modify template that allow you to use artillery. For example, I show you this. So at this point, I managed to push towards Nanjing. So I managed to make a huge progress, but it's still not good enough. The Japanese defense here was super strong. It took me very long while to eventually capture Nanjing, because look, the soft attack is so high. So I eventually create this template. It's called the 1941 infantry template. So what I did is I will modify certain division to this template whenever I need to attack. So example, all the division here, once I've stockpiled enough anti-air and artillery, then I will convert this division into this template. So if I have enough stockpile, then I will just convert those especially those areas that I need to start pushing, because this template is definitely better, because you have more soft attack. Okay, this is 101 soft attack. Yeah, so you have twice the soft attack of this template. So this template is better. Soft attack is more. Plus you got some anti-air defense, because the Japanese is controlling the air. Yeah. Also the thing is, I also started to research very good fighter plane, but my fighter plane is still not good enough to compete with them. It will take me a long time before I could eventually get good one. So I really researched the Hawk, and I started to mass produce. So I started mass produce, and also mass produce artillery, anti-air, and support equipment, because my infantry all has the engineer and the reconnaissance company. I also try to get more better guns. So my infantry equipment has a good stockpile, which is something you want to see. So yeah, eventually Japanese start to push here, but I already I was able to have more. I was able to recruit more men. You look at my manpower pool is a lot better because previously if I never research all the if I never do the focus, if I never change the constitution law as well as to do the focus tree for the manpower bonus, then I won't have enough men. Because I'll show you where is the okay. So previously I showed my manpower situation very bad. So this was a bit, I was a bit worried. Not this one. Oh, by this time I already changed to extensive construction. Previously I didn't. Show you the 60 division plan. Where is it? I should save out where my manpower is 0 at one point. Yeah, but whatever the case, yeah. Okay, whatever the case, never mind. I will just show the part where I'll show the final file. So at this point, I started to push. Okay, sorry, I'm back. Okay then. Okay, I show it. So I show the final save file. So now it's 26 December 1940. So now we really push. Now it's 1943. Japanese has declared war on the Philippines. So now Japanese fighting with the US as well. So this relief pressure on our side. So at this point, I've managed to like push out from this. So you notice now a lot of my division has the new template. Because once I have the stockpile, I'll start to convert them. So this is how you win the war against Japan. You keep defending, keep holding your ground until you research certain focus tree or whatever event that will boost your division strength. Then after that you get a better template. Then once you stockpile enough good equipment, then you maybe concentrate the artillery in the division that you want to push out. Then the rest of the division is for holding the line. Then eventually you win. That's how. So you see at this time the Chinese has the Japan has incurred more casualties than us. We only have 900k, but they have nearly like 1.5k casualties, 1.5 million casualties. So we are doing a very good job. So now at this time we are in a very good position to start pushing the Japanese. So I'll maybe do this until the 30 minutes mark because I don't want this video to be too long. Because it takes a very long time to do. So now we are pushing towards Tianjin. Okay, French scattered. So Japanese is fighting against the US in the Philippines. So at Indochina, my allies. Okay, so the British Raj is doing a very good job in pushing against the Japanese Indochina, same as the British Malay. So this already my division here can be like can take easy. So now you can notice I have a lot of new division. So now I have like around 167 division. Previously I only have 118. So now I have a lot more. So I can either recruit more, which I don't really think I need to do that at this time. Yeah, so at this point my allies are doing a good job at holding off the Japanese around here. And initially Communist China was taken by Japan, but now because of the changing situation, now they were liberated. So now we just start pushing. So as for the fighter plane, we can start getting good ones. So we have 200 fighter. These are the new fighter. These are the new fighters. So you have, because let's see how many fighters Japanese have. Okay, so we are in a very comfortable position. So let's start pushing out. I want to show you the most interesting part. Ideally I would like to show the entire walkthrough, but because it was just a massive grind fest and just boring as hell, then yeah, I think I will just let you see the part where we started to win. So we can research doctrine, combat with -4. Okay, this 0.4. So at least what happened to the Soviet? Oh, the Soviet is doing very well against the German. Alright, okay then so let's move on to Beijing. So let's everyone start move. So at this point, the Japanese is in full retreat. They have a huge gap in their line. I can convert. Let me see if I can convert. Yeah, I can convert. Let's convert this template is a lot better. Then you can start pushing out from here as well. But don't underestimate the Japanese at this point. Because if you don't manage your division properly, they still can get cut off. At this point, we have managed to like... Oh yeah, the Guangzhou, they've taken Guangzhou, but it's not a big issue. So we take all the eastern port. And I recruit a huge army to garrison the coast and the port. Okay, then now we will let our Western allies deal with the Indo-China situation. Because why is the reason? Simple, because this is the colonial affairs. So Indo-China has nothing to do with us. Let the colonial power deals with do whatever they need. Let them handle the colonial situation. At this point, I need to trade, but I don't have enough. Okay, I don't have enough aluminium. Let's get from British Malay. My supplies, my resource situation is not good. Okay, go. So this means I can start. Okay, let's get more planes. Because we want to have overwhelming air power. Okay. For my we have too many factories, but we have too many. This is the problematic situation. We have too many military factories, but very little natural resources. Okay. So let's start pushing out. Okay. Okay, nice. Okay, come over here. Let's change to this template. No, we don't have enough. We need to get more aluminium. Let's get from Free France. Okay, cool. We can't use more military factory because the problem is just our resources. We won't have enough resources. So now just keep pushing. See, now our soft power is equivalent to the Japanese. Look at how good this template is. Just start pushing. Okay, then. Okay, please start pushing. Since the enemy has evacuated from this place. Don't fight. Just keep pushing. Start pushing. So the Japanese are suffering from very low supply. I hate this when I ask them to garrison a coast, then they randomly attack the enemy division. Instead of doing their job, it just annoys me. See, he's supposed to garrison coast, but he's just attacking it. Okay, now this one is surrounded and cut off. So also another tips is like, another tip is that while you're defending against against the enemy, you should try to encircle them if given opportunity. So this will weaken their front line and make it easy to push against them. So always go for encirclement. I did a lot of encirclement throughout this campaign against the Japanese. Whenever I have a chance to do encirclement, I will do that. So let's get our fighter. Let's get air superiority. Okay, please. Okay, just come and take. Okay. So let's move on, occupy. Okay, finally. You see this is annoying. This is the annoying part about the AI. However, always have the fundamental problem of just a messy grind. Okay. Okay, come. So this one is cut off. The more enemy division you thread, the easier the battle will become. Because all this division has a lot of experience. And all this experience add on to their soft attack. So if you eliminate all the experienced division, then the newly recruited one are easier to deal with because they lack the experience. Just those with experience are the most problematic. Okay, just keep pushing. This one can get a template since we now have the resources. Let's modify the template. Okay. Okay. Let's let them hold the front. Okay, British, Malaya, UK. Okay, now we can attack. Okay. So I use this army to garrison the port. But I reckon that Japan won't do a naval invasion because they're so busy in the Pacific. Okay. Change this to this template. Make our template stronger. Okay, start pushing. Let the soft attack. Oh my god. This is what happens when you have a well-designed template. Okay, cross. Okay, attack. 郑州. We can take our time to win. There's no hurry. The Japanese definitely going to lose. Because they're fighting against the US as well. It's not just us. Okay then. Now let's try to push through here. Control Yuan. So extermination, yeah. So this one will remove effective bureaucracy which grants recruitable factors negative 35. Okay, good. Okay, let's see any land doctrine now. Okay, Yan'an, the communist Chinese capital. Manchukuo claim Indochina. Okay, come and occupy this. One, two, three, soft. They look at the Japanese. Their soft attack is so high because they have the intel advantage, terrain, and country plus commander skills. So all these are factors. Okay, push. You just keep pushing. Okay, at this point we have managed to capture a lot of area from the Japanese. Okay, just keep pushing. Let's import aluminium for Kingdom of Greece. Okay. So let's see our equipment. We have a healthy reserve. It looks like our fighter has become better. So we are having air superiority even though we have less fighter. Okay. Let's get more. Let's get 200 fighter to fight with the Japanese there. Try to gain air superiority over there. Okay, come and cut off this and then cut off the enemy here. Okay, let's get more fighter. More draw crew. So we have 400 fighters in this region. Okay, so we cut off the enemy from here. That. Okay, start pushing out everyone. All my divisions are here. Let's do my planning. Come over here. And everyone, no. Come over here. Push towards. Less superiority 4. Our average agility is lower. Okay, I think don't fight at the moment. Okay, stop everyone. Okay, never mind. Okay, start pushing. I think it's going to hit the 30 minutes mark, so I guess I will stop. Okay. So I can micromanage it better, but I think there's no point. Okay, this one I can. This one is a bit too spread out. No, sorry. This one. Okay, this part more spread out. So let's consolidate our line back first. Okay, consolidate our line. Start to push them out. Okay lah, so I think this should be it. So yeah, I think at this point there's no point playing further. So I just show you us. Let me check some of the past save file. This is what happened after I did my army reform. The decision. Yeah, so at this point I'm just like trying to hold off the Japanese advance. So it's just a mid grinder. Yeah, so at this point it's just keep reinforcing all the position that's going to collapse. So it's a total mid grinder. There's nothing much I can do. I also cannot push against them. Because you see our soft attack is too low. So there's no point. we have to improve the template first. Okay lah, so I hope you enjoy and please like and subscribe. Thank you very much.